Does retirement affect your weight? Well, if you think that your weight tends to go up after you retire, hit that thumbs up button. Let's see what you think. If you think that it goes down, hit the thumbs down button. And if you think that retirement doesn't have any impact on your weight, smash that subscribe button. We'll see what everybody thinks. Well, I'm here to tell you my personal story about weight loss, and if you followed my channel for long, you've seen quite a number of diet and weight loss and exercise videos that I put on. I'll put a link to one in particular that I actually filmed right here on this patio, where I reached my goal weight, 178 pounds, which was what I weighed in college. So what I normally do when I meet a goal like that is I start backsliding. I declare success and then start backsliding. And that's what I did. I think that was a couple of years ago when I hit that weight, and I've added on a few pounds. I don't know if you noticed or not, but no one's commented on it, but I have added some weight on. I'm back to the weight I was when I started intermittent fasting. So I retired at the end of June of this year, so 4.5 months ago. I charted my weight leading up to retirement because I wanted to set a bench line so that I could measure my weight loss and what an impact retirement had and the habits that I formed in retirement. I still continued walking just like I have for the past 10 to 15 years, 10,000 steps a day. I continued with intermittent fasting, and I took on one new habit, and that was riding my bicycle on a fairly regular basis. So I was surprised whenever I saw the data for July and August. Let's go to the tabletop. I'll share that data with you and my personal story of weight loss after retirement. Okay, here we are at the desktop. And this chart that I made only covers 6 months of my weight records. So this dotted line right here is when I retired at the end of June. And so I have my weight here. I have the high, the low, and the average weight for the month of June. So the high was 209.2, the low was 202.8, and the average was 206.0, which is exactly what I weighed when I started intermittent fasting. Now, like I say, I continued walking, I continued dieting, intermittent fasting, but I added some cycling. And so I expected my weight to go down. And if you just want to look at this red line, my average weight went from 206 to 207, and then in August down to 206.5, but it's still more than when I retired. So the high weight stayed fairly constant. The low weight fluctuated some, so the low weight went up and then it went back down. But in general, I gained weight in the first 2 months of retirement. So I decided that I was going to get much more strict about my exercise routine and my intermittent fasting. So my schedule, before I show you the results, my schedule for the past 2 months, or 2.5 months, has been to get up. I strictly do not eat anything before I do exercising, and generally before noon. So I get up, I only have black coffee, usually 1 cup of black coffee. I want to get my walking done early in the morning and have an accomplishment. So I have a specific place where I walk at the local Lake Murray, and I walk across the dam and back. It gives me almost 10,000 steps, and usually my Watch 4 sends me a message and tells me that you have accomplished your walking goals, your time goals of exercise, and your calorie goals when I finish. So I feel like I've accomplished my goals by 8:30 in the morning, and then I continue exercising during the day. So I usually come home, I get busy with yard work or mowing or something like that. And then I ride, when it comes 11 o'clock, I ride my bicycle 3 miles to the post office to get the mail and 3 miles back. that is the best exercise that I do. Now, I cannot do that every day because it wears my legs out. They don't have time to recover. But I'll do that 3 days in a row, take a day off, and then do it a couple more days that week. So I'm much more strict on the cycling. I'm much more strict on the intermittent fasting. I generally do not eat a bite. Like today, I haven't eaten a thing until sometime around 1 or 2 o'clock, and usually we only have one meal a day. What I was doing before was cheating. So during this period of time, I was cheating, and I would look at a banana and say, well, that banana's only 100 calories. But it would break the fast. That was the problem. Or I'd look at a Larabar. We enjoy eating Larabars. And I would have a Larabar, and it would be 220 calories. And, so I wasn't strict about the intermittent fasting, and I wasn't strict about walking. I didn't have a set time of day when I would walk. Usually it was in the evening. And some days I would get 8,000 steps, some days maybe 10 or 11,000 steps, but I wasn't strict about it. When I walk in the morning at the dam and I'm out there at dark 30, walking on the dam, and I haven't eaten a bite, I can feel the calories burning off. And I know when I first started intermittent fasting, I walked a lot at noon. And I felt the same way. I felt like the weight was just dropping off of me. So basically what I'm doing the same things I was doing before, but just being much more rigid about my schedule. Getting the exercise goals accomplished early in the morning, strictly following intermittent fasting and not eating until sometime in the afternoon, trying to only eat one meal a day. And I'll show you the results. So basically my average weight went from 206 to 207 and then 206.5. And then for the last few months, so September, my weight came down to 202.2, and in October 198.5. Now this is, the 8th of November, and my weight has dropped as low as 195.6. And so I'm going to continue with this. I don't care to get back to 178. That was my college weight, and I really felt like it was too low. But I'm going to get down probably below 190, maybe 185, something like that, and I think that's an ideal weight for me. So that's my personal story about weight loss. Initially, for the first 2 months after retirement, my weight tended to gain, but then after I really focused on my exercise and diet, it started to drop, and I hope it'll continue dropping in the future. Y'all take care.